Hey, it's the Choozo tournament once more. Well, we got some troubles on phatscott side. We lost this stream for a couple of minutes there, but we are back in business. Well, it's round number 6, the last Swiss round in this tournament for those two players. It's phatscott versus BrakeJake, two players with a record of 3-2. We will begin this full area match in a shallow start, which I always find interesting because it doesn't make too much of a difference if the start is shallow or deep in an area, full area race. But anyway. Right, so race room has started, which means runners should go off any second now. So we talked about two of those settings, which are full area and shallow start, so a random start. We also got a full countdown, the most popular setting in this. For good reason, I love full countdown. We got medium difficulty, vanilla escape, and as you can not see yet, an early morph. So we got a Edakun start, which can be a little tricky. So next item is going to be morph ball because there is no other way to get out of there. And the item after that is going to be vanilla power bombs because no way to get out of the general area otherwise. So this next part can be a bit tricky. Those frog thingies, beat'ems, I think, they hurt. They really hurt. And the spikes hurt. And you have no suit. And you have no E-tank. You have nothing. You can just, tank your way through there or you can die. Man, Scott's had a really rough start. Scott had controller issues. After that, he had some stream issues. Nothing going his way for now. I think he'll need about 5 to 10 minutes to settle into the seat and have a normal seat going. As I expected, BrakeJake finding his power bombs right there. And with those items, they pretty much have the most locations open in this seat. They want to farm a couple of missiles to get into the early supers location. After that, they have a whole bunch of items open for them. 2 more to find here in Green Brinstar, 2 upgrade items. The other ones are either missiles, super missiles, power bombs, or some sort of energy. And with that, hi everybody, hi to chat, and everybody viewing without being in chat. Very welcome everybody. Last round, oh my god, that's a warrior suit right there. BrakeJake checking this location first because he was actually hoping for a bit of ammo to get through the door. Now he's picking up that missile pack, has to reset the room, but it's not the worst way to play this. I approve of this. Alright, so BrakeJake with the first suit before the 2-minute mark right off the bat. That's interesting. Goes in for a second time. Ooh, almost went too far, but gates didn't go down. Can still do the short hop. And now has enough missiles to open the second door. And that's gravity. No, it's not. Can you imagine? Okay, that's another pack of power bombs. Very nice. phatscott got the missiles he needs to get into the door. And it looks like he still has controller issues. He was talking about drifting issues with his stick. Got the mock ball in just nicely. No trouble there. He's picking up the suit. Let's see if he turns around and tries to go for a couple of missile drops, or if he also drops down. He does that, picks up the missile pack, and also has to reset the room. So that early death, of course, annoying, but not too costly in the full scale of things. Can easily claw that back. All right, BrakeJake going for the first area transition. Let's see where that leads us. Top of Green Brinstar goes into the Croc exit transition. We got 2 items in Upper North here. So far, everything distributed out nicely. No location with 0 upgrades, nothing with too many upgrades. And so BrakeJake decides he wants to go down deeper into Green Brinstar for the 1 remaining upgrade item, and also definitely for checking the second transition. It's not guaranteed he can do that, because he'll need to get super missiles to get out of the big pink room. But a couple of checks before we get to that. Well, not too many actually. It's just 3 if my if I'm correct. It's 3.5. Let's say that. You get 3 checks for free and can do 1 check with Spospo. But if you do that, you have to hope for supers or you're stuck. And that's a moot point now because there they are. Alright, phatscott doing the same thing, also going back into Green Brinstar. Jake doing the thorough clear, doing it in a nice little circle, all the items that are there in Big Pink. Finds another E-Tank, nice to have. Early on 2 E-Tanks is nice, not too important at this point because the runners have Warrior Suit. No hell runs required in this one. Jake asked me before the race if in medium logic hell runs can be in logic. And then after 2 minutes he finds Warrior Suit. Nice. Was what a safe state save? I didn't see anything. Oh, Jake was hitting state keys? Oh boy. Don't load any of them. I don't know if that's an auto DQ or something like that. Gets into Wavegate, no trouble. Picks up his 3rd Powerbomb pack, magic number 15. It's the number you need for several things, for killing all the Metroids in Turian, very end of the game, without having to refill. And also the number of packs you need to do a Crystal Flash. Can technically do it with 10, but nobody wants to do that. Both going the back door into Spospo now. Jake adjusting the camera and now moonwalking back into the correct position. The phatscott that looked a bit quicker the way he did it. And it's gonna find just missiles. Jake going for a bit of farming there. I like to do that as well. Yeah, I guess so. It's probably fine as long as he doesn't load it. And then it could also be to his major detriment if he accidentally loads one of the save states. He has to farm a couple of supers here. Needs at least 1 to get out of Big Pink. I don't think he has anything left other than that. He would need a super 4. And there's 1 more. It should be good. And he's got them all. So both runners cleaning up Big Pink. Will continue after that into the Green Hill Zone. But obviously they are hoping for an upgrade item either here or in the Green Hill Zone, the one in the tube. Because if they don't find anything, that means the upgrade item is at Waterway and they will need Speed Booster for that. phatscott wisely picking up that reserve tank, which BrakeJake skipped. I don't approve. Always pick up your reserve tanks. At least 1. 1's good, even not talking about memes. There's the upgrade item, so nothing at Waterway. Runner's gonna be happy about that. The Charge Beam, important item. Now runners don't have to rely on finding enough ammo to finish the game. That's another transition into Norfair, and Jake decides he wants to go there without checking the lower transition in Green Brinstar. He has everything he needs to full clear this area, so nothing will be left behind. Unless he wants to leave anything behind. And phatscott, again, with the same decision. Got missiles at pre-wave, and at wave we got another E-Tank. Hitting the magic number of 3 E-Tanks, which is the minimum required amount of E-Tanks to finish the game. Runner's gonna be picking up a bit more, usually. But depending on what other items they get, they will not go out of their way if they don't happen to run into more E-Tanks. Oh, that's interesting. Jake going for the transition into Lower Norfair here. I guess we might see a diversion here. Not sure if Jake is, if phatscott is doing the same thing. He just take the lower exit out of Wave Beam, double chamber. And he's skipping the gap. It means he'll go further into Bubble Mountain. So BrakeJake will not be seeing any item checks for a while now, but he will have more knowledge about area transitions with the one he's going into right now. Would be funny if that's the third green Brinstar transition. Nope, it's lower Norfair. Oh, you would love to go there now, but he can't. He does just as well. He could. He could technically defeat Ridley. Wait, what's the setting again? What do we have? We got vanilla bosses. All right, all right. So he knows Ridley is gonna be there. A high jump and an ice beam away from go mode. I would like a grapple beam on top of that, but yeah. That's can we call it French vanilla, the transition? The transition that goes into lower Norfair. Vanilla goes into back of Norfair here, back of lower Norfair. Okay, so nothing major at Speed Booster, it looks like. Still a 2 up there on the screen. BrakeJake not going for the Bubble Mountain item, so probably nothing there. BrakeJake now going for this stupid wall jump. This should be frame and pixel perfect if I'm not mistaken, so GG's if he gets it. Oh, that was good. I was almost there too. Basically, you have to start your wall jump at the exact correct pixel and then have to delay for exactly 9 frames to get that wall jump up there. Bottom line, it sucks. Those are pretty hard to get to, those delayed wall jumps up the right side of Bubble Mountain. Jake does it like a pro. And a little high five there, phatscott coming from the other side. phatscott now going for the D-boost, jumps too early there. Also now trying the same wall jump up the left side, but for now bailing on it and checking the Bubble Mountain item from the other side is a pack of supers. So there we got supers. I guess Jake would have also picked up those supers if he had checked it from this side, but checking it from the other side, he probably thought, nah, I'm probably gonna find better supers, I have Charge Beam. Why go through the trouble of going through that terrible room? Movement-wise, I just cannot stand this Bubble Mountain room. Alright, Scott jumping out of the save station. Oh, he kills the waiver. Has to reset the room. Getting the waiver back and will attempt another D-boost. Did he kill it again? Looks like it. So both runners attempting the same thing here. Jake missing the waiver, Scott gets it. So let's see what's there. It's grapple, one of our upgrade items. So now we're just an ice beam and high jump away from go mode. Two more items here at the vanilla reserve location. One right there in an orb, one hidden in one of those tiles. Just a pack of missiles. Let's see the last item there. Another pack of missiles, alright. So what you're gonna do now? Are you going through Crocomire? I mean, go to the Croc transition and then up to get the Croc exit item. With Grapple Beam you can get it. Or do you decide you want to see the Cathedral item first? Power bombs out, Scott's deciding for this transition. Oh, he's going for the transition. Hasn't seen that one yet. Scott is on 35 and 20 ammo, so let's see. Maybe he decides this is enough for Ridley. Also 15 power bombs. Those are pretty helpful against Ridley too. It will, one way or the other, be an awful fight. This looks a lot like Scott is indeed attempting this. Come on, Scott. This is going to be great if you can get it. Just one upgrade item here. The caveat being it could be Gravity Suit and it could be on the other side of Lower Norfair. There's a very helpful super pack for Scott. Now he has enough ammo to kill Ridley. So the fight for a runner of his caliber probably free. Right, I didn't talk about how good the runners are yet. So both runners are coming from a comparable background. Both are very good vanilla runners. Also time-wise, they are comparable, somewhere below the 50-minute mark in any percent. I would say phatscott is a bit more seasoned in different vanilla categories. But BrakeJake is a bit more seasoned in randomizers, so this should equal out pretty nicely. Movement-wise, the two should not be too far apart. Both very good runners. They are on a 3-2 record, but they could be way higher. All right, I don't think anything helpful there at jail. Has one more item before he goes into the Key Hunters, and then one more item before he goes into Ridley. That's another pack of supers, which is just brilliant. Because that's enough supers to kill Ridley as quickly as possible. And with 4 E-tanks, no high jump boots, and Warrior Suit, you want to kill that bird as quickly as you can. Oh, okay, he got it. Looked like an accidental morph there. Probably, again, some controller issues. I didn't see the item that was at Croc Escape, but nothing upgrade-wise. Misses the Sova. And at high jump we got another pack of supers, and BrakeJake once again skipping all the minors. This time I'm less angry with him than I'm usually, because he got charge beam. Croc Escape was supers, alright. Alright, I guess, yes, I see the save station on phatscott's map, so that means he did save in there. Wise decision. Those Gigas in this room he's in right now, they can totally hack him up. I think they do 90 damage against Warrior Suit. Ooh, looked like 80. Ooh, yeah. Too much, for sure, too much. No biggie, has a close by save, can just run again from there. Metroid and MST, I'm with you. I am 100% with you. But Jake he's just a bit different with that. Alright, so BrakeJake looking for that last item in Upper Norfair. Not too many locations left where it can be. It can only be this one he's in right now. The vanilla ice beam location, or it will be in Cathedral. Cathedral it is. Alright, phatscott got through the Gigas. And found an E-tank. Not gonna be sad about that one. He's gladly taken this, I'm sure. So the next rooms are, well, with this loadout they aren't very free. Next room is free. Those space pirates do a surprisingly low amount of damage. But the room after that is going to be a bit annoying. Those holzes, they do a ton of damage, and you can't just underrun them because you don't have Gravity Suit. He'll have to get a couple of good jump timings through that room. Oh, nice D-boosts. That's good. And if that would have been on that little fly, that would have been even better, but this is great too. Has grapple beam to farm up a bit there. Probably wants to be on 30 supers. I'm sure he doesn't want to finish this fight with charged P-shots. Screw attack. That's our last item there. In Upper Norfair. Alright, Jake's running back. He wants to go back into Business Center and take those top 2 transitions. See where those go. maybe having some second thoughts about going into lower Norfair right now. He would have a much easier time with that screw attack there. Being able to just jump through every enemy that's running around. I don't think it's a time loss yet. It very much depends on where the second transition into lower Norfair is. We can't say who is ahead and who not by now. Although, having Ridley down, which Scott probably soon will be having, that's going to be a big advantage. Alright, we find criteria. I think that was mushrooms. And the other one up in Business Center goes into East Meridia. So, Scott is fighting the bird. So far doing well, I hope. I didn't see if all the supers hit. He's being careful with them, trying not to whiff any. Can whiff a couple. Gets grabbed and Ridley is dead. Nice. So he only missed 1 or 2 of those. Only 1 if he has 27 missiles left. Excellent job. Now getting out of lower Norfair, that's gonna be the hard part. What is this? It's reserve tank and you actually want it. So he'll have to get through 6 key hunters. They do 100 damage each. He has to go through a couple of these gigas, which hurt as heck. I'm hoping the best for the guy. If he gets out and is in one piece, that'll be all. That'll be a very good advantage for him. Not game-changing, not game-ending, but an advantage. Alright, Jake, meanwhile, has come into criteria, hasn't found any upgrade item yet, but there are 4 there. There's a lot of items in criteria. It's 17, I believe. Unfortunately, they are spread out very far. And sometimes it's hard to find a good route to get out of those upgrade items. Also, you cannot get to all the items with what BrakeJake has. He would need Speed Booster to get them all. Spring Ball is not a real help for him to get those items, but could be very, very helpful later. Also, it's just a nice to have item. Spring Ball is one of the OP items in Randomizer. And if you think differently, you are wrong. Alright, he gets out there with a couple of hits, is on 393 damage here, HP. Yeah, you're right, Zero. Reserve tanks are the OPest of all items. Alright, BrakeJake going deeper into criteria, but let's take a look at Scott here. He's going into the really scary rooms. Gets hit, unfortunately. Does not have the ammo to perform a Crystal Flash in case things go really south. So he'll have to do this kinda clean. Can take 2 Key Hunter hits plus whatever is in his reserves. Avoids the first one very nicely. Gets a nice gap there and gets through it. Nice! That was excellent. The reaction on this was perfect. He saw the gap, went for it, and is through without taking any damage. So those spikes aren't too bad with a barrier suit, but you of course want to avoid it. Jake at Old Mother Brain finds a pack of supers, which he skips because he's Jake. Okay, phatscott about to get to the next scary part, and if he gets through that alive, then he's out. He is on 213, he can take 2 hits. He is on 313, he can take 3 hits. This is doable. 1, 2, iframes. Okay. Nice. He's out. Yes, Scott. Awesome, man. That's how you do lower Norfair. Excellent. No high jump boots, nothing to defend yourself with. Just half a suit. Perfect. Alright, Spacer for BrakeJake. Probably more welcome than you will believe. With this double damage, it actually made sense that BrakeJake skipped all those supers. Because this has become a way more manageable Mother Brain fight with that Spacer. Gonna pick up that speed booster on his way down, and with that speed booster he could opt to check all the other items in criteria. Good chance Jake is going for the other items in blueprint stuff for now. And you're just watching the super skips. Metroid MST, I tried. I really tried. But Jake's not listening to me. So I'm in whatever phase comes after getting an aneurysm. Apathic. No, what's the word? Apathy? Or what did you say? Apathetic lady? Accepting? Dang it, I don't know words. What was that transition, by the way? I forgot to check it. Can someone tell me, please? Thank you very much. West Meridia, top right. We got an item count there while we're at it. Alright, we missed it. No biggie. Right, so Jake, you're gonna go into Criteria Supers. You got the power bombs for it. Or are you just skipping that? With Screw Attack, it's a fairly quick check. So he decides he wants that. Nice, that's what I like doing. Jumping too late, hitting the sponge, and then sparking to the right. Classic. Okay, he did the blue suit thing. That works too. Gets rewarded with a pack of missiles. Spring balls out, which gives him one more hit than necessary. Again, no trouble with Warrior Suit. And phatscott also just now realized that he should have gone through Cathedral. But, I mean, he went through Lower Norfair, so that wasn't really an option for him going through Cathedral. West Meridia 1, thank you. Alright, just a couple of checks left in criteria. First one here, criteria power bombs, is a pack of missiles. Next stop, Gauntlet. After that, the last check he has left is... never mind. It's not mode item, it's here. Another upgrade for his beam, and now we get into decent beam territory. Phaser and wave beam, that's bad math beam. I don't like calculating my shots with that. Because the way I calculate it is 10 charge shots are the same as 7 super missiles against Mother Brain. Alright, so on Scott's side we obviously see all the checks that Jake has done already. Because Scott is trailing Jake with the big advantage of having Ridley done. The amount of that advantage will only come to light later. It's still possible that Turian is on the other side of Lower North here. Man, I cursed it now, didn't I? Sorry. How about the great OP? You gotta do math. Didn't you see the race of Papa Schmo yesterday? Always do math. Right, Jake trying his best to check that item up there in the maze. Doesn't get into the gap. Gets annoyed and FSO. You can just charge a spark and diagonally spark to the top left, and then you see the item easily. You can do that, but you have to hit the gap. Now he's getting really annoyed. So, Bomb Chorizo quickly taken care of by phatscott. I think he just bailed on the item check. Well, we got 2 items in BrakeJake, alright. Oh man, I didn't see what transition that was. So obviously I know the rack chip transition. That was mode. Okay, so vanilla. Interesting. Did we see the other transition on the right side of criteria yet? Alright, thank you Nobody Nada. Shoutouts to Nobody Nada as well, because that person is doing the tracking for you all today. Jake going for that item first. Always nice if you can check this item before the Phantoon fight. Just so much quicker. And Scott making the same decisions as BrakeJake, also going down into Blueprint stuff for now. Which means he'll also find Spacer and Speed Booster, and I'm sure at some point he will find that Wave Beam as well. That monster in Jake's box is just a placeholder, because he's not using a camera. phatscott already on 40-55 ammo. I'm sure Scott's gonna completely stop picking up anything once he finds Spacer. Sidehoppers are monsters. 80 damage without a suit. Are you for real? Those are insane. More missiles before Phantoon. Jake says nope. And we are about to see the Space Elephant Ghost on BrakeJake's side. Jake usually goes for X-Factor strats. Doesn't look like he's doing that now. Maybe not remembering it. Maybe doesn't want to. Gets a slow. Couple of doublers, those look good. Third round now for Jake. Doesn't get the fast. Probably gonna get the mid now. Ah, has to go for a 4th round. And it's a slow. That hurts. phatscott going over that little hill before Morph Ball. I never understand why people do that. That must be way slower than going underneath. And sets the power bomb a little bit too early. One row of tiles remaining there. Yeah, it's dead now, Zephyx. It's dead. The Space Elephant Ghost is dead, so obviously there's power again in the wrecked ship. That's how things work. Alright, phatscott going back the way he came. Because there's no going through Meridia for him right now. Charges up a spark to get through the Old Mother Brain Room. But we'll have to take care of that one pirate hanging above the door. Still time to spark through though. Yep, and that's what happens to me usually as well. Oh man. And looks like he also wants to go into Criteria Supers, otherwise he probably would have wrecked the blocks on the left side and sparked up the climb. Oh, BrakeJake found something. What was it? High jump boots. Nice. So we got high jump boots, spring ball, and grapple. That's totally enough to finish the game. Of course you have to do a suitless crystal flash clip, but hey, runners of this caliber. Now I'm pretty sure Jake doesn't know how to do this. Not sure about Scott. Vanilla graph is a possibility. I am hoping it's gonna be a bit longer before we find that. So the runners so far have done everything, all the checks in the same order. So no vanilla gravity, by the way, it's plasma beam. And BrakeJake now with a great beam combo. Super high damage output. Can quickly take care of all bosses, can just kill all the mobs quickly. So what I was gonna say is, apart from that early lower Norfair play by phatscott, the runners have done everything pretty much exactly the same. Oh, careful! Oh, thank you, Warrior Suit. Gonna find his wave beam. And now Jake sees it was just a pig of missiles. Right, what's next for him? With high jump boots he could opt to go through the right side transition of wrecked ship, but that's slow and annoying, so I completely understand going for that transition first. Consonant beam, well, yeah. There we got Red Tower. Major hub and area rando, just one item there. And they won't mind too much if it's at X-Ray because they got a plethora of ways to get into that. Another transition into West Meridia. This time it's one the runners could take, but they'd have to hope for a good transition out there. Oh no, what am I saying? Jake has spring ball and high jump, so he could take the transition and easily get back out. Decides to skip the tube for now. I'm very happy to see that it looks like phatscott has got his controller troubles in control. Doesn't seem to be fazed by it anymore. Alright, we're gonna see X-Ray? Yeah, we're gonna. No, we're gonna not. We ain't gonna see X-Ray here. Or are we? What's here? That's another lower Norfair. And Jake now with a very good loadout to go through there, but decides he doesn't want to. So luckily no Turian at the other end of lower Norfair, which is very good news for phatscott. Jake getting eaten there a little bit. No deboost from him. Maybe thinking about the way. Hoping to find his upgrade item in one of the next 3 checks. Doesn't get the deboost, but gets eaten. No upgrade and no upgrade, but an E-Tank. And Jake takes it. A little surprised by that. Because that's not how he usually plays this. Gets underneath and into the same Valplume. And he's out. Let's say I'm pleasantly surprised, Jake. Oh, I know why he's taken all the E-Tanks. It's still PTSD from the catch-ups. And there it is. So that X-ray check was very good, very nicely done. Went for the numbers and it paid off. And that is full-blown go mode for BrakeJake. Only has to find... What does he have to find? He knows where East Meridia is. He has to find Krait's Lair and Turian. We see an unfortunate little enrage there on phatscott's side. It's just a time waste, nothing that put him into any sort of trouble. Ah, dang it, I didn't see the transition. Chad, where did that transition go? Top of Red Tower. Back of East Meridia, thank you. Right, paying attention for this one. That's great. Alright, good find. So Jake's only looking for Turian from now on. And once Jake has gone through Lower Norfair, we will actually see who of the two is ahead. Jake probably deciding he wants to take the transition into Lower Norfair that he saw. That is closest to him. And he might decide to take the back entrance into East Meridia. Worst case scenario right now is Turian either back of wrecked ship or in Green Brinstar. Anything else would be a good transition into Turian. Scott still picking up supers. Got a good beam combo and is on ammo that'll finish the game for him. Jake going back down, so he decides against the transition into East Meridia for now. It'll be quite the detour to get into the front entrance of East Meridia for him, so it might be wiser to take the back entrance for now, even if it's really annoying. I don't know if Scott saved. Does not look like it. Oh, drops down into the water, but not too big a deal. Looks like Jake needed 2 attempts there for Lava Dive. Right, Jake won't have any trouble going through this lower north here. Has all the items to make this easy. Only space jump is missing to make that even easier. Screw attack, the absolute OP here. The champ of items to do a very fast lower north here. High jump boots helping out tremendously, especially in this room. Jake won't have to do anything stupid like a springboard jump or bomb jumps. He can just do a somewhat easy wall jump up there to the ledge. He had that, but didn't get the wall jump. There we go. Right, Scott finds his last upgrade item in the wreck chip. And will be thinking about his next steps now. Most likely he'll drop down through the maze and go into the Criteria Crabs connection as well to find his red tower. Oh, this is interesting. I hope Scott doesn't want to check the transition out there. Oh, looks like it. This is a safe scum save. Safe scum save. BrakeJake having a much easier time through these rooms. Picks up another E-Tank. I swear this is PTSD from the catch-up. Jake would never pick that many E-Tanks usually. Alright, man. Yeah, with all those super skips, I would indeed say it's Jake playing. Okay, chat, let's pray for this not being Turian. He got the save, so he doesn't have to run back. But still, I don't like checking this. So, update on the routing by Jake. If he goes out the other way out of Lower Norfair, he will get out at the in Upper Norfair, and from there he will have a nice entrance into East Meridia. Ridley getting pummeled with supers there. Should be close to death right now. And ready to get picked up, but gets the tail to the face. And then he gets the ride for the exploding bird. Skipping an reserve tank, which is very helpful at Mother Brain for catch-ups. Somebody should tell him that. Oh, this is... Oh, Scott got another transition into West Meridia there. Could be worse. So his next step will either be to go out through one of the other transitions, or to take a save and then go to Crab Hole. Oh, he does not take a save. That could be costly. Ah, no, he probably remembers he got the save at wrecked ship, so he doesn't need that. He can just check, and if it's nothing, he'll nope out. Now we cannot handle Jake at full speed. That's why he always finds a way to break himself out. And Jake goes to the right. And if he goes through Business Center, then he'll find a nice transition into East Meridian. Oh, wait. How did we get there? I missed it. Oh, I hadn't marked that. All right, all right, all right. We got criteria. Good. Wait, Crab Shaft is... Ah, Vanilla Turian. Yeah. I just marked that. I did not have that before. It looks like I missed it. Okay, phatscott about to find Red Tower now. So, what we got left? It's only Tube and the lower Green Brinstar one. And if the runners had chosen to check the lower Brinstar transition early, which they totally could have, they would at this point know where Turian is to find. Nice little spring ball jumps. Isn't that just a great item? Okay, gonna see Tube now. Croc or Turian are the two of our options. Drum roll. Didn't hit the door. It is Turian. Okay, Jake is running into a transition he should know. This is how he got into Upper North here. He might, right? That's what he's deciding to do. He's going to check out Croc. Let's see how many items are back there. And that's all we are going to see because Jake is completely gonna nope out of Crocomire. It is one item. Alrighty. Scott doing the X-ray check early. Jake did a little gamble there by skipping it first and going for the other Red Tower items, which paid off. Alright, Jake, what's next? Jake still has to re-find East Meridia and find Turian. Alright, so prediction time. After this transition, he's going to turn around Scott. Scott is going to the top of Red Tower. He's going to find Gravity Suit, which is his Go Mode item. And he's going to find the back entrance to East Meridia and Crate Slayer. And I'm going to predict that, of course, he's going to kill Crate. And he is going to take that entry into East Meridia to kill Dragon. Jake finally found East Meridia again. And soon we will find out if BrakeJake has been keeping track of his transitions. It's gonna help that the tube, which is not a cube, but a tube, it's not destroyed, so that might help him remembering to go into that once he gets there again. Quick sneak. Sneak is very vulnerable to charged plasma. Full halfy time. Looking good, looking good. Nice. Still doing the quickest of checks because it might be Ice Beam. We do not have randomized escape. I don't know what happened to Jake's timer, but this is not a big issue because the timing that counts is happening on racetime.gg. Okay, we're gonna see the Charge Beam and X Factor double whammy against Dragon here. Those are good hits. Pummels some missiles in there, followed by supers. And had he decided to go for grapple strats, Dragon would be dead by now. No, I didn't. That must have been somebody else. I didn't do anything. It was Sigma. Oh, he's actually going through a door for another check there. Doesn't pay off. Alright, Scott's going up. And by the tracker, it looks like Scott's taken care of Crate in the meantime. And as this commentator predicted, Scott has taken the transition into East Meridian. So, Jake with 0 bosses only has to find Turian. And Scott with a bad transition into East Meridian, but knows where Turian is. I cannot predict this, but I see Jake in the advantage. But he's on a timer here. Jake has to find this Turian quickly, or Scott will pull ahead. Okay, he's going back through the front entrance into East Meridian, which means he'll have no good transition into Red Tower. He could opt to go into Criteria and go into Red Tower from there. He indeed does that. Let's see how good his tracking was. Alright, he's checking West Meridian. Could absolutely be he has some transitions left there that he hasn't seen yet. I'm keeping track of the transitions, but I can't keep track of which runner has seen which transition. Finds back of wrecked ship. That's gonna be a load off his mind, because he hadn't that either. That's interesting. And yeah, it's possible he hasn't seen the top transition either. Meanwhile, Snake is down. Finds the one upgrade item there. Not of any use anymore. Another full halfy attempt, but bonks the door. Won't get the full halfy probably. Nah. Too bad. Next time. Alright. Ah, this is exciting. Scott knows exactly where to go, and Jake is now very close. Probably checking out his notes, his track. Oh no, he's going back. Ooh, that's bad. Yeah, that's not good. Ah, come on, Jake. It's the tube. You have seen that one. Which tells me that Jake isn't properly taking notes of his transitions. Now he turns around, alright. phatscott, meanwhile, just with the spark into Dragon. And goes for charge shots from here. Oh, that was a nice quick kill. That was indeed faster than a grapple kill. Oh man, Jake now trying for the crab hole, which will lead him back to Criteria. Okay, now Scott is more and more getting the upper hand in this. Okay, where does he have to go? He doesn't have a nice route to there. He could decide for the Forgotten Highway route into the opposite side of Red Tower, or he could route through different areas like into Criteria, then into Red Tower, or into from Criteria to West Meridia into Red Tower. I think both of those choices would be better than going the way phatscott is doing now. But it's definitely the easier one, and sometimes the easier way can be the faster one if you don't have to second guess your choices all the way. And BrakeJake is back in East Meridia. Oh man, looks like he's having trouble remembering where his last transition is. Or two last transitions. Wait, no, last transition. He has seen the lower transition in Green Star. We are getting very close to the point where phatscott will pull ahead. Indeed, he just pulled ahead. They are just a couple of rooms apart, but phatscott has the knowledge. So, Jake, all you have to do is follow phatscott. That's all. Dual elevator rides. One up, one down. Hey, thanks, Sleeper. Appreciate it. Thanks, Bar. Okay, Jake is in Red Tower. Scott obviously making a beeline for that transition. There will be no other checks from him. We might see exactly that, BrakeJake going for more area transitions that he doesn't remember. Oh man, Jake, you should have kept track. You should have kept track. Oh, this is more and more looking like a W for phatscott at this point. Yeah, super that door. Screw that door. Scott is in Turian. Okay, next transition that BrakeJake can take will be the one that leads him into Turian. Precisely the same loadout for both runners. Oh, Scott lost a Metroid there, got it back. He goes for the collecting them first, then power bombing them, and Jake is going to find Turian. Runners just about a minute apart from each other, I think. Oh, Jake would have had this. Okay, so this is not a win for Scott yet. This could still be decided by execution. But I don't think there's enough between those two runners to actually decide this. It could only be decided by execution if one of the runners definitely wants to get that speed zap skip done and fails at it. Because a successful speed zap skip will also not be enough. A baby skip could bring the two closer to each other. Also a stand-up glitch. Okay, this is still both runners' race. But with a good advantage on phatscott. Right, energy is a bit low. But no biggie. With that beam combo, this should be completely fine. Oh no, it's not a baby skip. All right, it's a baby skip. Meanwhile, BrakeJake getting into Metroid Room 4. Has been pretty wasteful on the power bombs. Probably went for early power bomb collection strats. But with 20 you can totally do that. Okay, better energy on BrakeJake's side, and looks like he's going for a baby skip attempt. That could bring them closer together once again. Ah, nice! I love Springball. Oh, gets grabbed by the baby. Another player outsmarted by a baby. Will not come down to zap skip because wisely phatscott goes for one attempt and then just ammos his way through there. And he's at the brain. Ah, this is a good advantage for Scott. And a stand-up glitch is not enough to claw that back. Not even a zap skip and a stand-up glitch would be enough. Scott would have to fail a bit more than a little to get this back to Jake. Alright, with this beam combo is 24 shots, but not with all the supers phatscott is shooting into the brain. Okay, BrakeJake about to zap skip. Doesn't get it, and attempts again. No, he doesn't. Ah, he's learning, everybody. He's learning. Nice. Alright. Also, no stand-up there from Scott. Okay, we have one runner in the beginning of Mother Brain 2 and one runner in Mother Brain 2.5. Man, this is close. Jake lost this race. If he loses, still could go the other way. If he loses, he lost this race to not using a tracker. Alright, Jake, don't get hit by a catch-up there. About to come now. He got energy. It's fine. It's fine. One more. Nah, one more. Okay. Going for a bit of deboost back there. And that's the end of the baby. Mother Brain is very dead for the third time. And phatscott gets a nice little 3-minute exit. Goes into Leodox. Probably the last really scary room in terms of throwing this race. Gets out no problem. Sparks into the platform, that's not good. And gets the Behe Spark. He's home free. Great Parlor. We have 2 runners in escape, but the winner is phatscott with the race time.gg time of 1 hour, 11 minutes and 39 seconds. G to the G, man. Nicely done. Alright, Jake also sparking up there in Parlor. Not quite as neat. Goes for the animals. Alright, Scott said he's gonna join for an interview after the credits. Jake making the objectively wrong choice of saving the animals. Zapping them is good. I don't know how he got that Alcatraz. That looked interesting. Nice. One last spark into the ship. More sparking shenanigans. And he's done. With a race time.gg time of 1 hour, 30 minutes and 36 seconds. GG BrakeJake. Great race, great race. Wonderful. Alright, let's find out where the stuff is we missed. Ice Beam, Missile Grapple Beam, so behind Croc. Bombs and Spring Ball, Rip Bombs. Anything else? Oh yeah, Space Jump and Screw Attack, alright. That was very good. I'm joined here by BrakeJake. Jake, GG, unfortunately you came in second place. And you lost this race because it looks like you didn't use a tracker. Am I right?
Yeah, welcome, GG. I'm tracking manually with paper and pen.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, but only I think 40%.
Oh, okay, that's bad.
And I forgot that I never checked the tube, so I was searching for Turian, and maybe that costs me the race.
Yep, it did. We are also joined by the winner of today's race, phatscott. GG's to you, Fat GG.
Hi, GG.
GG.
All right, so I already told Jake. Jake was ahead. You routed this pretty much, for the most part, you routed it the same, with one big difference. That was phatscott went into early Lower Norfair. So Jake, you saw the transition into Lower Norfair a bit earlier than phatscott, and when phatscott saw it, he had pretty much enough ammo to take care of Ridley, so he decided to go for it. That was a super scary Lower Norfair, especially exiting Lower Norfair was extremely scary, but it was very nicely done. I was thoroughly impressed by that. It was great. But that also meant that Scott was trailing you, Jake, all the time in the seat, with having one boss more down. And a couple of small decisions during the seat meant that Jake was ahead. For example, Jake skipped the X-ray location and went for the top of red tower checks, which got him a little time. And Jake decided he doesn't want to see the right side of wreck chip transition, which saved him a lot of time. So BrakeJake actually had all the bosses down first. And it became apparent at that point that Jake wasn't really taking care of keeping track of all his transitions, so it meant that Jake was on a timer finding Turian. And at some point in East Meridia, you pulled ahead of him, phatscott, and you never gave it away from there.
I see. Dang. I really didn't think I routed that very well, I'll be honest. I think the going Lower Norfair thing early, I think it would have paid off way better if instead of going instantly to Lower Norfair, I had checked the rest of Upper Norfair, because if I had screw attack, that would have probably sped it up by at least a couple minutes, I think. Because I think I took one. Yeah, I took like one small death, which thankfully wasn't too bad because I saved it. But
small death is right.
If I had just routed Upper Norfair all the way through and ran through Cathedral and all that kind of stuff, I think it would have been okay. It would have worked out a bit better in my favor, but in the end, I guess the seed layout kind of made sense to me, so it helped that I found Torian so late in the seed as well. When I would basically, for the past like 20 minutes, just been looking around to try and find gravity somewhere, and as soon as I found it, I knew exactly where to go and what to do, pretty much. So that worked out in the end, even if it wasn't the fastest route. And usually I don't end up checking that much in a seed, so I usually don't end up having like all these beans and stuff, so I was picking up a lot of supers and missiles and stuff, which I felt like was kind of unnecessary, especially near the end.
Yeah, especially when you had wave beam and spacer beam, you still kept picking up supers.
Yeah, well, I think it was still worth it to at least have 60, but then when I picked up that extra one, I was like, that was kind of an accident, I shouldn't have done that.
All right.
Part of it was me just like hundo brain kind of kicked in. I didn't really think about it. Yeah, but also what was it? I'm losing my train of thought. Hold on. Oh, I have no idea why I checked the space jump after Dragon. I don't know what came over me there. I think that was really strange. Like
Jake did that too, and I also thought that was a bit weird. So going for stuff like Precious, yeah, obviously you check out that item because you still don't have Ice Beam. But that's one of the things I wouldn't do, to go through doors for a check in your position. I mean, it's always something else during a race. I know it well.
Oh, sorry.
I was nervous at the beginning, and then I had some troubles with my splitter, so no timer. And about the whole race, I had no feeling about where I am. That was a problem for me. And I think the routing was. I mean, it was my second area rando race, so I didn't play area rando before the last Swiss round, and I'm totally okay with it because you are a great racer, a great runner, phatscott, and I think it was very close. I was ahead until I was searching for Turian, so I'm totally okay with it. Uh,
Yeah.
you made the lone warfare first, so you picked up a lot of minors more, so
Yeah.
you were big ahead, in my opinion, from the movement and routing.
I think that for the most part, I definitely think that my movement saved me here because I felt like I was playing very well in comparison. Even though the weird controller thing was happening a little bit at the start, and I was like, if it had kept going, it was probably gonna get on my nerves really bad. But thankfully, it seemed like after like the first like 10 minutes or so, it kind of stopped, and I was able to just play it out, which was really good.
Yeah,
And
you also seemed phased in the beginning by it. Not just the controller acting up, but also you just being off balance because of it.
yeah, a little bit. It was kind of, oh yeah, the death I took at the very first minute of the sea was kind of cool. But that's whatever. It worked out in the end.
I was talking about how this room can be scary to start in, and then you died.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I only lost like 48 seconds or something. It's not a big deal. But
did you make the early croc check?
early croc. No, I never. I don't think I ever found croc.
The transition you probably mean, where the top of Green Brinstar, where you go to the croc exit.
Oh, that.
Bottom of. No, I mean the Crocomire transition at bottom.
Oh,
of
you both didn't do it. Jake, you did it way in the end, looking for Turian or I don't know what.
Yeah.
But phatscott never found that.
Yeah, I don't think I ever found it. But I am glad that the race is this close, and I'm glad that this was a pretty good race in the end because my past few races have not been good in comparison. They were very one-sided.
All right.
Or like something happened that just made it one-sided and it kind of sucked in the end. So I'm glad that this one kind of was like a redeeming race for me.
Yeah, it was back and forth. That was very interesting.
Yeah, I'm glad it was this close because I like when races are closer like this. It at least feels more fun to me. Near the end, I had a feeling like, because I know that you're a pretty strong player too, especially at Randolph and like the ladder races and all that kind of stuff. So it was like, I knew that if my routing wasn't good enough, then I could probably lose this one. But it looks like in the end, it was the area rando that I guess kind of killed it.
Yeah, it was the area random movement wise. There isn't much between you, honestly. BrakeJake is a very fast runner. You are a very fast runner. It was so cool to see one runner is ahead, but that runner doesn't know where Turian is. So effectively, this guy is on a timer right now. That was excellent to watch.
Right.
No.
I'm definitely. Yeah. I can relate to being stuck trying to find Torian. I'm glad I found it where I did. I was like, oh, thank God, because I was starting to get worried. That's the whole reason I checked the back of Wreck Ship, and it really did not pay off.
No, it did not pay off.
Yeah, but you really never know, right? Like,
right.
Yeah, and the problem was for me about the whole seed. I was realizing that I haven't a strategy to check the transitions. I made it about a feeling or something like that.
Right.
I don't have a strategy to check it all. And about the wrecked ship exit, I was thinking that I have a lot of transitions open, and if I don't find the Turian at all these transitions, then it has to be wrecked ship, you know. So I skipped it.
I'm absolutely with you there. I wouldn't have checked right side of wrecked ship either.
yeah, I think that in retrospect, I probably shouldn't have, because if anywhere, I assume it was, where was it connected exactly?
It was West Meridia Main Street.
Yeah, that's right. And I was like, ooh, yeah. I got kind of bailed out by the fact that I knew where the West Meridia, like the crab hole was.
Yep.
But if that was like, if that was Croc or something, I think I would have been like, that would have been it, I think.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
I
about
mean, it would have been a reset. And then back to criteria.
and about forgetting the tube, I was sure, yeah, it has to be Forgotten Highway, and then I go for it and make a whole round. I ended in Red Brinstar, and then I was totally confused, and then I realized it. Oh, there's the transition. Oh no!
You had seen that. You had seen that. Then you went again into Crate's lair, and then you went into the tube.
Did you check the tube right while you are going up for Red Brinstar?
Yeah, I checked it as soon as I crossed it, and then I found
Yeah.
Torian, and I was like, okay, good. And then I checked X-ray and all the stuff on the way up because I was still looking for gravity, and I was hoping it was somewhere in Red Brinstar. I didn't want to end up missing it and having to go back for it, which is why I checked X-ray and all that kind of stuff. It really didn't with the amount of movement items I had. Checking X-ray wasn't very time consuming. I don't feel so. I think it worked out in the end.
Yeah,
And-
that's true.
I am a little bit afraid of making the tube check without gravity, because if I suck, then you got only one shot, you know.
But you had high jump boots.
Yeah, we
so
had high jump, so it was
you
well,
can get up there easily.
Oh yeah.
yeah. In fact, I think I usually just like use the tube to get a bunch of speed and then just like jump up. Like when they like basically gives you a pseudo gravity jump or whatever. That's usually what I do to get up. So even if you open the tube, that's usually the best way to get up, and you can usually get back down just fine.
Phatscott, thank you for the lesson.
GG.
Jake, one more question. You picked up way more E-tanks than you usually do. Was that still a bit of PTSD from the catch-up thing?
No, it was. I wanted to have 7 E-tanks for a stand-up glitch.
Oh, okay. But did you actually do that?
No, because I took damage of a
Oh.
fry.
Yeah, well, that's what you get for not picking up reserve tags.
I threw stand up on purpose because I was too worried that I was gonna get comfortable and then like the left controller thing was gonna happen and then I run over and die.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, okay, we're not gonna do that right now. So
Yeah, I missed the baby skip, and then I took damage of a pommes.
of a fry, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed the baby skip. Scott skipped the baby skip, probably also because of your health situation at that point.
yeah, I was gonna refill anyway. So
Yeah, and then you both went for one attempt of speed zap skip and both didn't get it. So that was all even Steven at that in Turium.
that's funny. Yeah, I didn't want to waste my time doing speed zap skip. I'm not amazing at it still. I need to practice it without Shine Tune on. I'm good with it with Shine Tune, but for whatever reason, when I turn it off, it always becomes harder again.
It's also the difference in lag, I swear.
Yeah, I don't know. Something.
Normally, I go for speed zap skip for 3, 4, 5 times in a
Yeah,
race.
you were about to. I saw you turning around and then turning around again.
Yes, because I decided, oh, that must be very close. Don't waste your time with it.
All right, guys, this was an excellent race. This was really great to watch. Any last thoughts from the two of you?
Thanks for the race. Thanks for the comms, and as every time, thanks Idle for organizing that.
Yeah. Thank you for the commentating and all that. And sorry. Yeah, this is a really good race. I'm glad. Thanks.
You guys are welcome.
This is a nice breath of fresh air after the last couple races where it was very messy for me. So I'm just glad.
Yeah. GG's again. Congrats, Scott. You're going into the 4-2s and Jake's in the 3-3s. I think that means you are both not taking part in the first round of the knockout stage. If I'm not mistaken, this should only be the 12 last runners, but I'm not 100% on that. Anyway, thank you very much for this great race. I will echo what you just said. Thanks Idle, thanks SpeedGaming, thanks Nobody Nada for doing all that tracking in this race. My name is OK Beamer. You can follow me if you want, and you should definitely be like Orange Gima and follow those runners. And with that, I'm saying goodbye until next time. Take care.